As I've been on the tour with these college football coaches, there's been a sentiment that has been popping up. And Kyle Whittingham, he said something that I believe that if you're a fan of a college football team, you should be worried about this when it comes to developing players.
It's been a development program for a lot of years. Get players in our program, let them soak in the system for 2 or 3 years, and then they're ready to play. Now, that model has been changed a little bit with the advent of the portal and NIL. Players aren't willing to sit around for 2 or 3 years until they have a chance to play, and so we've had to accelerate things, simplify the schemes a little bit, so it's more plug and play ready instead of having that couple of year learning curve, needing to digest the system. So there's been some modifications and changes that we've had to make.
This piggybacks on some stuff that Deion Sanders was talking about on a podcast last year with a man named Uncle Neely.
We don't have time to develop right now.
Okay.
Like we develop, we don't mind developing players, but you'll be fired by the time you develop 30 fresh, coming off of inheriting a 1-11 team.
Yeah.
Now, Deion is 100% right about that. And so much so that Dabo Swinney, the man who's gone in the portal less than pretty much anybody, echoed it as well when he said that if he were to leave Clemson and to go to a new school, probably half the kids would leave and he would be bringing in half a new team from the transfer portal. So even he gets it and understands this premise. You've had Joel Klatt talk about it. You've had Josh Pate talk about it. You've had my guy Adam Brenneman just made a video about this very subject. College football coaches know that you have to win today to even have a chance to coach tomorrow. And you have to be competitive as soon as possible. Otherwise, ain't no contract extension. And you do have to simplify things the way incoming players can be effective sooner. But there's a balance, right? If you're at a school that's expected to win now and win immediately, then of course you are going to take some transfer players and put some of the younger players to the back of the roster until they are fully baked and fully ready to go. But that is hard to do in an economy where players are like, listen, I don't want to sit. I'll go somewhere else. But here's the thing is schools can't abandon development. And for proof of that, look no further than the programs that were great 10 years ago and are still great today. They are all still hit the pavement running on blue chip high school players. And yes, they know that some of them will transfer out, but the reality is that's where the lifeblood of your program has to be built, particularly on the offensive and the defensive line. Because look how many offensive linemen actually, blue chip, top tier offensive linemen hop in the transfer portal. Not very many. It is not like quarterbacks. It's not like wide receivers, not even like, cornerbacks. But the blue chip guys that line, they are more stable people, as I like to call them. They're like, I got a girlfriend. Stuff's going good here. Yeah, I'm going to the NFL. Yeah, I'm not doing all that moving around stuff. My school will pay me. And I believe that that's because they're used to not getting the credit. They're used to being behind the scenes. So they're more content with a different lifestyle than other players are, even though they do want their money. I want you to pay attention to Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State even. They are building things through high school recruiting. Yes, they will take some players out of the portal to fill holes, but the teams at the top tier level, year in and year out, are developing high school players, even though they do have some players transfer out. But the teams that have made their reputation taking 2 stars and creating first rounders out of them, like Utah, they're going to have to evolve to be a mix of both. Just ask Kyle Whittingham. He told me, embrace it or die. I want you to pay attention to what I told you a couple years ago when everybody was going crazy over the portal and they said, high school recruiting is dead. No, it's an overcorrection. And now things are tilting back the other way. Yes, you've had programs like Deion Sanders at Colorado and other programs that are like, we're going all portal. We're not recruiting high school players. And slow down. When the reality is the best teams continue to recruit at the high school level. The coaches have figured out, get the players to buy in. And then also, you have to be daring in some years. You're going to have to be daring to let some of the younger guys play and stand on your recruiting and know, it could get a little rocky. but you're still going to win games, but that next year you could be fired. Look at what Ohio State did. Their entire defense outside of one player to win the national championship was homegrown and recruited there. That's how you win. And yes, on the offensive side of the ball, brought in a running back, brought in a center, brought in a quarterback. That's just filling gaps. It's not like they got a quarterback who was a first-round pick out of there. No, they got a dude who was a late pick, did what they needed him to do, but they stood on their calling card, which was recruiting players, recruiting premium talent, and developing that premium talent. So for the mid-tier teams that don't recruit 4- and 5-star talent at a high rate, there's a balance. You're going to have to be active in the transfer portal. You're going to have to develop some of the players and get them to buy in. But even beyond that, you're going to have to understand that some players are going to run and take the money from somewhere else, and then you got to keep doing what you do. You guys, this is the Unafraid Show. Make sure that you like, subscribe, get notifications, and tell a friend about the show.